Hey, what's up, good people? How you doing? Welcome back to Stock Up with Larry Jones. Go ahead, hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell if you may, or if you would please. And if you've been following, hit the like button because things are getting tough for us here on all of these platforms. Okay, so I'll be letting you know soon. I'm going to discuss crypto. I am also going to discuss even XRP separately. But I want to show you the lineage of events that took place while some of you were asleep or out just chilling in this hot weather. Remember that in the Middle East, it's dark here. It's you're going to bed here. They're waking up and they're going to work there. Remember. All right. So time zones, as they wake up and find the news, different things happening, especially with crypto. Okay. So let's just go right to what started. Last night I played live, and you can watch the video after this. I'm not going to play the video of the president as he addressed what took place on yesterday as U.S. bombers took out 3 of Iran's nuclear facilities, according to this report. Trump claims that the U.S. obliterated Iran's nuclear sites as Tehran warns consequences. Now, there's a lineage of things that happen, and we want to briefly cover that because this has everything to do with your stocks in crypto. Okay, so you can't say let's not talk about politics. Politics has taken over our stocks and our crypto. If you don't believe me, look at your crypto right now and watch what happens to the stock market Monday. Okay, so U.S. strikes. The U.S. attacked 3 key nuclear facilities. Okay, attacked early Sunday in an Operation Defense Security headset claimed. Okay, so here we go. Through a full assessment and ongoing, it was called Operation Midnight Hammer. All right. The strikes involved 125 aircrafts, including some B-2 bombers that served as a decoy. So remember, we were reporting that we saw these 6 bombers going. That was a decoy, all right? They were heading to Guam. Remember on last night's video? According to the U.S., other B-2s dropped more than a dozen massive bunker busters. Now, these bunker busters weigh upwards of 30,000 pounds a piece. And so some of these facilities were 200 feet under even a mountainous area. So you're talking massive bombardment. Okay. So this is what happened. So as they were going, you could read the rest of this. Okay. Now let's talk about the response. Okay. So Iran's foreign minister accused Washington of crossing a very big red line and voiced skepticism about potential diplomacy. All right. So I played the response from Netanyahu of Israel saying thank you to the United States for having our backs. That happened after the bombing. President came out, said, hey, it was an overwhelming success. It was very well planned. We did it in a way where there was limited casualty. If there's any, we don't know yet, and it took out these facilities. And that was a massive undertaking because our bombers were flying under Iran's airspace, undetected. Okay. And so that is a message, good people. So now what's happening? This is leading to our stocks and our crypto. So, we had a response, okay, from Israel, all right? Netanyahu came out, said, thank you, we're working together. And then now you have this.
Not content with such malign actions, the United States itself has now also opted for a dangerous military operation and aggression against the people of Iran. In doing so, the U.S. administration holds sole and full responsibility for the consequences of its actions, including the Islamic Republic of Iran's right to self-defense under the principles of the United Charter. In accordance with the UN Charter and its provisions allowing a legitimate response in self-defense, Iran reserves all options to defend its security interests and people.
Now, here are some of our military population in the Middle East. We got Iran here. We got Israel here. We got Turkey here. And we have military presence in all of these places, right? And so you got Iran here. So there is a lot of tension in this region, and anything could happen, good people. I'm just letting you know. And then you have a large portion of oil that comes through here that feeds the rest of the world. A large portion of oil that Iran could just cut off, and that could lead to catastrophic, even in some regions, drive them into a recession. So it is a tense moment, and there's a lot going on. Now let's go to the crypto. Here's why I had to talk about this, because we had Israel and Iran were already ratcheting up, and Israel was already bombing Iran and trying to, take out their nukes, so to speak. Okay, we got the Gaza Strip situation. We know about China, Taiwan threat. There's a lot of wars and rumors of war, right? Then we had the respond, from Israel, all right? And now we have a respond that I just played you from Iran. So it's a complete wreck, good people. There is too much going on. Of course, we pray for peace. Now, let's move into what could happen briefly to the stock market on Monday. I believe it'll be down. We'll be able to peep into that later on today. Okay. But what about your crypto? Crypto was cranking and now tanking. Remember, not too long ago, back up to 112K, and now crypto is falling beneath 101. All right. So let's just take a look and just remember, I've been saying this for years now. These things ramp up on weekends. Okay. For those of you that are in calls, it's not going to look good for you Monday morning unless something happens soon. Okay. But crypto trades 24 hours. So let's take a look. As we could see, Bitcoin has dropped beneath 100K. We're at 99, right? So let's just go over the last 24 hours and not so much the hour. This doesn't mean anything because tensions are ratcheting up, okay? So in the last 24 hours, Bitcoin has dropped by 4%, but the altcoins are absolutely falling apart. Ethereum down 10%. XRP down, let's call that 7.75%. Let's call that 8%, right? Solana is down. Okay. Cardano's down 9%. Bitcoin Cash that was running up is down. My SUI is down. Let's call that 9%. Link is down 9%. Stellar 8%. Avalanche, you can see that. Stellar down 8, Avalanche, you can just see. SHIB down 8. And the memes are absolutely tanking. I'm just going to keep it real with you guys. The memes are absolutely tanking. Look at this. Okay. Down 10%. Pepe's down 10% over the last 24 hours, 22% over the last 7 days. Dogecoin, Shiba Inu, Bonk is down 21%. Fartcoin down 30%. You could see what's going on. Official Trump coin down 15% with 22. Floki 21. What is this all leading to, Larry? If crypto, you know how it goes. Bitcoin goes down 5%. The alts are going down 10 to 15%. Meme coins are going down by 20 to 30%. And it's an absolute fallout, okay? But I'm just going to continue to talk about my strategy, okay? And no one has a perfect strategy. I want you to know right now, if you are looking at your crypto and it is absolutely a bloodbath, you are not alone. Every single one, the absolute best crypto traders are seeing some sort of losses. Now, some may be more than others. If you're just into meme coins, you are getting shellacked. All right. So there are some things I want you to understand that is going on, like Bitcoin dominance is actually gaining. So Bitcoin dominance is actually gaining, which is not good for altcoins. As you can see here, Bitcoin dominance is 65%, up almost 2%. Look at that. Ethereum is going down and the others are going down, which is a signal that alt season is further and further away. The altcoins are absolutely tanking because Bitcoin dominance is up. So for those of you that don't know, even though the price is falling, more people are into Bitcoin than Ethereum and others. It's the same thing like the stock market, where people stop being stock pickers and they just buy the ETFs. They just buy the S&P 500. Follow? It's the same thing. More money is going towards safety, especially in a time of war. Okay, let's cover a little XRP and then I'm going to come back to this. Now, XRP, good people, is under $2. And remember, I said just buy under $2. Just buy under $2. Patience comes to those, reward comes to those that wait. Patience is a virtue. Now we are down. Look at this. In a day, we're down 7 and 6.8%, right? Over the last 7 days, you could see right now we're still down 10%. And for the month, we're down 17% on XRP, right? So what I want to tell you is this, good people, with XRP. If you Google XRP and before today, all you saw was positive news stories. There was always these positive news stories, one after the other, after the other, after the other. And then there's this site that looks like Google that every single day they give you these positive pumps on XRP. And I want to tell you that anytime you get barraged with nothing but good news all of the time, it's not good for you to FOMO, fear of missing out. Sorry about that. I was eating. Fear of missing out, because it's going to cause you to buy in heavy early. And I've even had some coins that I bought too heavy early, but I use and gauge my stop losses. Okay. So good people, I want to tell you that in the long run, Bitcoin has been the best bet. Bitcoin has been the best performer. I've constantly said that I'm 80% Bitcoin, even though it's down now. Okay, so it's down, and I let Money Moves know, where I post all of my plays, that under 100,000 now, I am doubling down on my DCA, actually tripling down on my DCA in Bitcoin, because I'm long Bitcoin. And is it going to go further down? So I double down first, and then I'm going to triple down. Now, I showed you in a chart that I believe that Bitcoin could see 94. Let's take a look. So we could see here that on the 5-minute, we have just been trending down from here. We had a crossover. I got the 50 and the 200-day moving average. We can see that we're trending down, but let's just look out. Let's just go to the daily. Let's just go straight to the daily. And I have some levels marked out. Okay, I know some of you guys are expert charters. I just got some basic levels marked out. Now, we were range bound. We stared up and we were range bound here, support and resistance. Now we're breaking beneath just because of this news story. No one knows what's going to happen, right? But I believe that we can come down here. Let's just call that the 94K. I got it at 93.3. Let's call that 94K, that we could stair step all the way back down to 94K if things ratchet up bad. And if they get horrible, we can fall down to 84. Will Bitcoin recover? I do believe it will recover. I do believe that this is going to prove to be yet another buying opportunity. As you could see, Bitcoin is kind of trying to push back above 100K. But anything could happen, and no one knows. No one has a crystal ball. No one knows what the retaliation is going to be. Okay, so but you have to have a plan. And I will tell you this in closing, right? I am continuing my long-term, mostly Bitcoin investing. That's what I'm doing. I'm calling that investing. Okay, the altcoin season, it tried to take off. You guys remember last year, Bitcoin, altcoin season tried to take off and then it just fell apart. So we had a fake out and alt season has not gotten off the ground. So alt season tried, but Bitcoin keeps with its dominance, making alt season look like it's less likely, but I still believe that it's going to come. It's just going to be later. Look, the Fed has to lower interest rates. If you look at the history of crypto, especially over last cycle and this cycle, okay? Let's just go back 2 cycles because they do change. When the Fed is lowering interest rates, that's when all of crypto performs better. And as it stands right now, you have a plan until you get hit in the face, Mike Tyson. And we all got hit in the face. So you let me know what your plan is. What my plan is, like I told you, I am going to be buying heavier. And I know everybody don't have endless money. I had a lot of cash sitting in. That's why during this period, I don't go all the way in. And I'm just pumping the brakes on all memes and altcoins. I do believe it's going to be a season to buy the altcoins, but we got to reconcentrate on Bitcoin dominance, because if Bitcoin holds its dominance longer, the alt seasons are just not going to get off the ground, and we just keep having these ups and downs. Having said that, I'm keeping my altcoins, the ones that didn't trigger on the last sale. I'm holding those, but I'm holding off on buying more. And at some point, I'm going to double down, just cashing up and continue to buy Bitcoin. And that's what I'm doing. You let me know what you're doing, okay? Hopefully this helps you to, in some sort of way, make some sort of decision. Remember, anything I say is not a suggestion for you to buy, hold, or sell. War just ruins everything, the crypto market and the stock market. But always think about this. If you were new into crypto, or you were new just coming in to the stock market, Monday is going to be a good day for you. And so that's why in times like this and uncertainty, it is best to keep some cash on the sideline, which I have in both stocks and crypto as we navigate these waters. Remember, no one went unscathed. Okay, everybody got hit. I got hit. Everybody on this platform got hit. You got hit. Your auntie and them got hit. No one timed this perfectly, because no one other than the president knew that this strike was going to happen. The market had already absorbed the news that war was going on, that Israel was already bombing Iran, and Iran was sending missiles back, hitting the Iron Dome. That was all priced in already. Now, here we go. The market is into uncertainty. And so now we have this flight to safety. People are selling their alts and they're just holding on to their Bitcoin. Okay. So my question to you is, are you buying now? I'm just going to hold. I'm just going to hold, because if Bitcoin does go back down to the 94 area, remember, I'm holding what I got. So I'm just going to hold. So I'm not going to miss out, XRP included. But if this goes back down to 94, at that point, I'm going to start buying. What I'm going to do is I'm going to assess my positions. I'm going to limit the amount of altcoins. My top 3 I'm holding. There's many of them that's going to perform well. My top 3, Sui, Solana, and Link and Ondo. So my top 4. So I'm narrowing down the amount of coins that I have. And at this point, my only 2 memes that I'm going to double down later is Pepe and Bunk. How about you? That's me. Now, understand, when I say my meme coins, I'm talking about 10% of my overall portfolio. The rest is in my Bitcoin and altcoins. But as it stands right now, the only thing that I'm continually buying until this fall, when the Fed has even an inkling of lowering interest rates, okay, is Bitcoin, 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 right? All right, let me know what you guys are doing. Have a blessed Sunday. Anything may happen at any minute, and I'm going to try to keep the family fed, right? come join us at Money Moves, because that's where we are posting everything in real time. Okay, in real time. That's all on Money Moves. Give you a quick peek. That's where we are right now. Okay, sorry I don't have a message today. Be anxious for nothing. Fear not. Fear not. That's in the good book over 365 times. Or some people say 365 times. So every single day you could read another fear not. Even now, fear not. We'll see you later. Live, love, laugh, and learn.